Welcome to this week's video board. We're all familiar with the types of novels that you read, which leave you on a cliffhanger at the end of every chapter. You're just coming towards the end, and you realize that the superheroes could never survive to the next page. Every chapter goes like that. But the Torah doesn't generally employ such tactics, which is why it is so unusual that the movement from last week's Parsha Miketz to Vayigash, this week's Parsha, is so unusual. We're left with the picture of Binyamin being taken back in chains to Egypt, Yehuda begging for his freedom, Yaakov sitting in Canaan, not knowing what's happening to his children. The plot thickens and wait for next week's exciting episode of Bereshis. What an unusual way to divide the Parshios. Why is it that Vayigash starts where it does? And perhaps the answer is to emphasize the first word, Vayigash. Yehuda approached, he came close, he met with Yosef. Because this is a parsha of meetings. First with Yehuda and Yosef, ultimately Yosef and his beloved brother Binyamin, and finally the union of Yaakov and Yosef. But all these three meetings could never have occurred if it were not for the first one, Vayigash Elov Yehuda, that Yehuda approached Yosef. Because when there is disharmony, when there is discord in a relationship, it's necessary for someone to take the first step forward and honestly present their side in an open way in order to make that relationship work. This is the first time that the brothers and the viceroy of Egypt spoke their hearts out. Vayigash Elov Yehuda. Because in order to create union in relationships, there needs to be Vayigash, taking the first step forward. And that's perhaps why the Torah stops when it does, to emphasize that this parsha is about taking the step forward to fix the relationship. Have a good Shabbos.